Alright, we have the penultimate Lowball of Pokemon Yellow. We're going to be attempting Lance. Lance is mostly not that bad. Well, I mean, you'll see. I'm using a level 2 Pokemon, so it's not that scary. Honestly, there's really not that much to talk about here. Lance's lead is Gyarados, and one of his moves on the Gyarados is Leer, which is functionally a non-move for the purpose of this sort of challenge. So we reset till we get a Leer, or we get a miss from one of his other moves. He's got a couple of other moves that have, reasonable miss rates. Hydro Pump only is 80% accurate, and Hyper Beam is only 90% accurate. So between those, you've got something in the neighborhood of a 32% chance of not dying immediately. So you try to set that up. We're using Bubonic, the Rattata, with Double Team and Substitute, the Gen 1 special here apparently. Toxic, and then Dig, because invulnerability turns are pretty good at keeping you alive, as it turns out. Oh, why Rattata and Dig and not Pidgey and Fly? Because 3 of Lance's Pokemon are flying types. They can't even be hit by Dig. My logic with that, which I don't know if it's sound or not, but what I was thinking was that the Dragonairs use, one of them has electric moves and one of them has ice moves. And I kind of wanted them to use random moves instead of prioritizing the super effective moves. One of the things that can go wrong is you can get paralyzed by the first Dragonair, or I guess conceivably, well, I guess the second Dragonair isn't really that big of a thing, but I'd still rather be hit by any of the 4 random moves have a higher miss chance than the one Ice Beam by itself. So anyway, that's basically the strategy. There is a little bit of a trickiness to the Aerodactyl when we get there as well, but by and large, the strategy's pretty simple. I have been doing the thing where I've been only using like the first couple of double teams, 2 or 3, and then using Toxic to try to kind of, well, you start getting diminished returns after about the second or third one anyway, and this way I can kind of have more turns to let the Toxic stack up and not have to waste PP on nothing. Instead, I feel like I'm doing something productive. It's a small thing though. It might be more optimal to do it a different way. Lance has Hyper Potions, which can draw the fight out a little bit, but the Dig strategy works well at preventing that from really being an issue. I don't know if I talked about that. I think I talked about this on the previous video with Agatha about the Dig paralysis glitch. And again, I kind of specifically went for a run where I did not happen. Even though if I keep using Dig, the glitch gets canceled basically when you use the move over and over again. But I specifically tried to avoid one that I didn't get hit by Dragonair's Thunder Wave. Because Thunder Wave, of course, just like all half of these random status moves for no good reason, goes through Substitute, even though a lot of moves don't. It's all super logical here in Gen 1 land. Which, by the way, I have the footage for the next fight too. I'm just going to have to get it in the video editor and do a small amount of commentary. So I'm actually done with this project. I have done some preliminary looking at Crystal, though, so we'll see if I get the enthusiasm to do it. Unfortunately, a lot of these later fights, really 3 of the Elite Four, this one wasn't bad, but L'Oreal, Agatha, and Blue were miserable. Just reset after reset after reset after reset. So, I don't know. This may just be one of those things that is a lot more fun in theory than in practice. I guess that's true of a lot of things. So, anyway, yeah, this is the Dragonair that can paralyze you. It's kind of the reason I specifically did not pick the flying type Pokemon because it would then use Thunder Wave half the time instead of a quarter of the time. Um, I probably could have used a PB up on Dig. I think by the time of the fight, I end up running out. But oh well. Not a whole lot more to say until we get to the Aerodactyl. The Aerodactyl actually did cause a few resets here. I guess I'll talk about it. I don't know what else to talk about in the next 5 minutes or whatever. Um, the Aerodactyl has Swift on its moveset, and Swift hits you when you're underground, and it ignores your air evasion boosting moves. So you're just basically getting hit by it no matter what. So that's kind of spooky. So you kind of have to hope that they don't get good RNG there. Oh, this Dragonair has Wrap. I don't think I realized that when I fought it. Maybe Bulbapedia is wrong there. I'm not sure. Let me go look at it real quick. I'm genuinely curious now. Because I had in my head this Dragonair had Hyper Beam and Slam as its two normal moves. Oh no, Bulbapedia is right. I'm just dumb. So yeah, I did run into some issues with Wrap here. Because Wrap is like it's the trapping move. And it's one of the few ways the AA can kind of get around your substitute strat. Um, because you basically don't have a once you're got, you're got. So yeah, in retrospect, maybe the Rattata strategy is not optimal, and in fact, it's better to use Pidgey because then it will not use Wrap; it'll use Ice Beam instead. Um, but yeah, here's the kind of spooky Aerodactyl. I think I opt to Toxic before of course it flies, so I can't hit it. But the theory was to try to get the Toxic up and then set up the substitute so that just get another tick of the damage scaling. Hopefully, have one less round of the fight. I think this round though the Pterodactyl like uses fly like a whole bunch for whatever reason, which is nice. Especially once you get it toxic, having it take waste 4 turns not doing anything is great. Um, yeah, I think I had one of my runs when I was playtesting, or not playtesting, trying to record the footage for this, where I randomly die at the Dragonite. I think I had run out of substitutes or hit points or whatever, and it just managed to like land like multiple blizzards in a row. It was fantastic. No, nothing is perfect at this RNG of these fights. Oh, this is of course not the way you're supposed to play the game at all. But it is fun to explore the realm of what's theoretically possible. Um, and yeah, we are. Yeah, one thing to keep in mind: substitute if you are exactly the number of hit points that it you have to spend the quarter. Like if we are exactly at 15 hit points here, then the substitute would work and it would just self kill you. So it is important to kind of keep track of how many hit points you have, how much damage your substitute will do to yourself. But yeah, the spamming substitute as a when your opponent is just attacking has some merit. I think it works better, obviously, if you have plenty of PP in it, which I'm almost out now, and I'm saving the one for well, this exact scenario. Anyway, the where am I going with this? I don't know. But yeah, you don't want to avoid killing yourself. I had a run fail. I guess, sheesh, I forget which boss fight it was. Maybe it was Giovanni, who was also a pain. I had a run fail to killing myself with substitute. I was very happy about that, because that was another awkward, miserable fight. All right, Bubonic evolves, and we win, and we get to go on to the champion. Hey, that almost rhymed.